So this happened 2 weekends ago. I ride dirt bikes as a hobby, nothing crazy, just weekend trails, moderate jumps, nothing competitive. I've been riding for about 3 years, so I'm not a total newbie, but I'm also not the guy pulling backflips on Instagram either. There's this network of trails about an hour from me that I've been meaning to explore. It's a mix of old logging roads and some actual mapped trails, but the whole area is kind of a patchwork, lots of splits, not many signs, and a reputation for being easy to get turned around in. A buddy sent me a GPS route, but I mostly just glanced at it, figuring I'd keep my bearings. Spoiler, I didn't. I left my truck around noon with a full tank, some water, a granola bar, and my phone tucked in my jacket pocket, not even on a mount. I figured, worst case, I've got my phone if I get lost. The first couple hours were awesome, perfect weather, dry trails, and that mix of forest and open ridge that makes you feel like you're in some off-road commercial. Around 2 p.m., I came to this intersection, 3 trails branching off like a Y with an extra stick poking out. None of them had markers. I thought I remembered my buddy saying, "Keep right," at this section, so I did. The trail started getting rougher, narrower, and honestly more fun, until it dead-ended at a creek crossing that looked a little too deep for me to risk solo. No big deal, I turned around. Except, when I got back to the intersection, something was off. It looked the same, sure, but the light had changed just enough that I couldn't tell which way I'd actually come from. There were faint tracks in every direction. I picked what I thought was the original trail back and went for it. Fast forward 30 minutes, I'm on some trail I've never seen, fuel ticking down, and my phone, yeah, it had 1 bar of service and a half-dead battery, but no useful GPS map loaded because, genius move, I never downloaded anything for offline use. It wasn't dead, but it might as well have been a brick out there. I wasn't panicking yet, but I had that creeping, you might have messed up, feeling. I rode for another half hour, hoping for a landmark, a sign, another rider, anything. Instead, I found another fork, this one leading into what looked like endless forest in one direction and rocky uphill in the other. I took uphill thinking I'd at least get a vantage point. Halfway up, my rear tire slipped on loose gravel, and I nearly dumped the bike. That's when I finally stopped and admitted I had no idea where I was. Sun's starting to get lower, not dark yet, but the shadows were stretching. I rationed the last of my water, shut the bike off to save fuel, and just listened. It's crazy how loud the forest feels when you're alone and trying to figure out your next move. Birds, wind, random cracking noises, every sound makes you second guess. I remembered a basic tip: follow the sound of water or roads if you're lost. I couldn't hear either, but I did hear something faint and mechanical in the distance, maybe a logging truck. I decided to walk the bike that way rather than risk getting further lost riding. This went on for what felt like forever, probably an hour and a half, until I finally saw a dusty service road through the trees. Civilization. Well, sort of. I had no clue where it connected, but it was better than spinning circles on the trails. I followed it downhill for another few miles and eventually it spat me out on a main access road that I recognized from the drive-in, about 8 miles from where I parked. I limped the bike back to the truck running on fumes, got there around 7:30 p.m., totally wiped, and chugged a warm bottle of water I had stashed under the seat.